Good morning, everyone. It is Dory. I'm back for an update on my weight loss YouTube channel. I had weight loss surgery, a vertical sleeve gastrectomy to be exact, weight loss surgery, and I had that on September 12th of 2016 with Dr. Darren Tischler at Hartford Hospital in Hartford, Connecticut. My highest recorded weight was 350 pounds. I believe that was in maybe 2012, 2013-ish. I was 300.5 the day of surgery. I am over 2.5 years post-op now. My lowest I've seen was 169.6, which I would love to get to. My ultimate goal is 160. I fluctuate between 172 and 176. I am sitting right now at 174. I am going to try my hardest to get down to 160. That is my ultimate goal. I want to see how I feel at 160. So I have increased my exercise. I have decreased my caloric intake every day. I'm trying to kind of change my body here and there and do different things that may, rock its world, as they say. So as you guys may remember, I had done a beef and butter fast. That got me back down. I lost a good 7 to 10 pounds on that to get my body down to the 174 that I'm at now. Now currently I am actually participating in a carnivore challenge, and basically it is just a how it sounds. The guidelines that we are using are all protein is allowed, which we're going with, the highest quality that we can buy, grass-fed, organic, all natural, nothing added, no nitrates, all that. And so we're doing that. And then also it is some dairy, the cleanest and rawest possible. No artificial sweeteners, no carbs, really trying to get down to maybe, under 3 carbs a day, 2, 1, whatever it is. I know there's some heavy whipping cream if you have it in your coffee, which I do. Some of them do have carbs. The one that I have does not have carbs. But in any event, that's basically what I'm going to do for the next week. It was supposed to start yesterday, and yesterday my husband was off and we went fishing, and then we stopped at a restaurant and we had some breakfast. And although I didn't eat a lot, I did eat some toast. And so, that kind of was not with the carnivore challenge. And then I wasn't kind of feeling myself yesterday. I was a little off. It could have been just because my husband was home and it wasn't my normal routine, or it could have been because I did a 5K on Sunday. And so, the day later, you're kind of feeling it. You're maybe a little, groggy-ish or something. But in any event, let's get to that. Let me share. Okay. So my 11-year-old, it was actually her last year. They do it in 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade, where they have a run that is held every year. This is the 4th consecutive year, and it's with a organization called Girls on the Run. And basically for 10 weeks, there's like 20 girls or something to a squad, or maybe 15. And so basically for 10 weeks, they're building relationships with the girls, teaching about self-esteem, about friendships, about helping one another, becoming a team. And they train each week running a little at a time until they run a mock 5K. And then the 5K is always held on the first Sunday in June at a local college. And so 2 years ago, my daughter participated when she was in 3rd grade. And at that point, I had just had surgery that September. So by June, I hadn't lost, maybe I lost 60 pounds or 70 pounds, but I wasn't in any running shape or anything at that point. And then last year I signed her up but for some reason I never hit the send button or whatever it was. So I thought I signed her up, and when they picked the girls and she wasn't in, I was confused. And then we found out by, searching and everything that I actually had not submitted her application. So last year she couldn't do it. So this year she did it. And I have to tell you, okay, a couple of things. One, I was afraid. I was very afraid to even do this, to even try to do this 5K. I was afraid I was going to fail. I was afraid I couldn't do it. I was afraid I was going to be embarrassed. I was afraid I couldn't keep up. There were so many things I was afraid of this go around to do it. I wanted to bail out. I really did. That is my honest opinion. Not my opinion, that's my honest truth. I wanted to bail out on it this year. I just wanted to tell her I didn't feel like doing it. I didn't feel good, whatever it was. I didn't want to do it. And so as we're doing, as we're coming closer, there's a woman who lives across the street, a good friend of mine, who is best friends. Her daughter and my daughter are best friends. And so she is also on the Girls on the Run team this year. And so anyhow, long story short, she did it with me. And so basically we were each other's running buddy. My husband did it and he was with my daughter. And then the woman across the street, her son actually did it as well to run with her daughter, because you need a running buddy. You can't just let the kids run, run wild. And so anyhow, but leading up to this, I know you guys saw a previous video I had, and basically it was where we did the mock 5K and I stunk. It was not what I had envisioned. I had envisioned being this spectacular runner, that I was going to be able to run the whole thing, or at least for a long period of time, and then stop and then start back up again. And that just was not the case. And I'm glad a lot of you guys had reached out to me through, private messaging me, texting me, commenting on that video, just that some of you guys aren't runners either, and that's okay. And so it was fine. I figured if I had to walk or crawl through that finish line, I was going to do it. And so basically I did it. I feel great that I did it. I'm going to post a video at the end of this. Now, I want to say, if you don't see the video at the end of this, it's because it wouldn't post. I don't know why it won't post, but I've tried to post it to my Instagram. I posted it on my regular Facebook page, my personal page, but for some reason it will not allow me to post it to Instagram, because I wanted to say, really give this whole spiel and what it meant to me to cross that finish line. But for whatever reason, it won't post to Instagram. But I'm going to try to link it at the end of this video. And let me just say, I'm the one that has the white hat on. You're going to see other people crossing, but I'm the one with the white hat, and I put my arms up in the air, and you'll see a little girl to the left of me. My daughter crossed a few minutes before me with my husband, and she, as she saw me coming around doing my final lap or whatever, she asked my husband to cross with me, which I thought was so amazing. She got back in with me, ran. She scared me, actually. I jumped because she was on the left of me, and there we went right through. And so I thought it was excellent that she did that. She saw that was very important to me, which I thought was amazing. So I'll preface it with that. If you guys see the video at the end, that's me. I have a white hat on. I wore a white baseball cap. I don't normally wear white baseball caps, but I figured, if it was going to be sunny, I wouldn't get my hair burnt. I have thinning hair anyways, but of course I'm so fair-skinned and so light anyways. I didn't want to get a burn. And so, but it was great. The race itself, I definitely want to do it every year. My daughter will not be able to participate as a Girls on the Run member next year, but she can still run the race. Anybody can run the race. They had actually 1,000 people run this year. And 2 years ago, there was only 500. And so it doubled within the 2 years since my daughter did it last. But my next daughter in line, Mariah is her name, Mariah is 9, and she'll be 10 in October, and so she can run it because she's only in 3rd grade. So 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade can run it, and so hopefully she'll want to do the program next year. She definitely is not as physically fit as my older daughter, but we need to get her physically fit, and so I think this will be a good way to kind of get her into more movement. So anyhow, so I do plan on doing it every year. I do plan on doing other 5Ks. I really enjoyed it. It was long. I can't imagine doing more than a 5K, honestly. But I feel like the 5K is definitely enough to challenge me at this point anyways. And it's not where I feel like I was going to keel over. I wasn't going to die by no means. Let me grab my water. My beautiful cup. She believed she could, so she did. You guys want a beautiful sparkly cup, any color you want, a smaller version of this, a smaller tumbler, wine glass, whatever you guys want, VDQ Creations. That's where you get this from. I have another one. It says my name on it. It's sparkly. And I actually use that for my protein coffee when I have them. But this is strictly ice water. Love it. She believed she could, so she did. And I did. So yeah, so I enjoyed the 5K. It meant the world to me to just be able to do it. I can't even tell you guys, like, I know each and every one of you that is listening to this who have had any sort of weight journey, whether you've gained a ton, lost a ton, you're just beginning this journey, you totally can get this. You totally will get this. You understand my lingo. You understand what I'm about to share. But there was a time that I did not even want to leave the house. At my highest, like, I had children through my obesity. How I was able to get pregnant so easily, which, let me just say, I do not take for granted. I have so many friends who suffer from infertility, and I never, ever once took that for granted. But I was always so, I don't want to say mesmerized, but like, taken aback and shocked by the fact that I got pregnant very, very quickly for all the last 4 of my children. The other 2, I wasn't as obese, but I definitely was overweight, and I definitely, got pregnant with them very quickly. But anyhow, I did not want to leave the house. I had the kids. I had an excuse to stay home. I was nursing. I was, had a newborn. My last 4 kids are 11, 9, 7, and 4. The 7 and 4-year-old are turning in a few days. They're each going to be turning. So I'll have 11, 9, 8, and 5. But I had them back to back, essentially. I mean, my 11-year-old and the one who's turning 10 in October, they only have a 17-and-a-half-month age difference. And then from my daughter to my son, there's only a 22, I believe it's 22-month age difference. And so anyhow, with that being said, I just was too big to even want to leave the house. I didn't want to leave, let alone do a 5K. I mean, I never even dreamed that I would ever experience it. I was just kind of living life, kind of like a stagnant, sad life. And so basically, to even like think that I just completed a 5K is like, I actually don't even think it's set in, honestly. As I sit here today, and I've done this, today's Tuesday, I honestly do not believe that it's even sunk in that I did it. And so I ran some, I walked a lot, I power walked. I had like 10,000 steps on my Fitbit. By the time I completed it, I think for the day I had like almost 17,000 steps. I definitely felt tired later in the day. I also the next day was sore, but I still keep going. Like I just actually got back from the gym. My car's being worked on. I need a flywheel. It's gonna be like $600, 600 to 800. Pray it's closer to 600. But anyways, it needs to have a flywheel, which is being put in now. And so my friend who I normally go to the gym with, my lovely friend who I said last video is moving in January to Alaska. Sad face. She came and picked me up and brought me to the gym, and we've been working on something together. We just started, it's only day 2, but basically there's like a map out of what you do, and there's squats involved, and there's planks, and there's like, you know, the front circles and the back circles and these things, and whatever. There's a ton of different things, but basically every day you increase. They have you like on this thing, and some of them you increase by 1 a day, some you don't increase, and then others you, like the planks were up to 30 seconds, and that's like torture. We did 20 seconds yesterday, but for whatever reason they bumped us up to 30 already, and so basically I think next week is 40 seconds, and so basically you're working up until you can do a plank for 5 minutes. Kill me now, kill me now. I'm only joking. Basically, if they think that, you know, they're gonna take us through a whole month, and at the end of the month I can do a 5-minute plank, listen, I'm gonna do it. So anyhow, so she brought me to the gym, we did that, and then I did like 2 miles on the treadmill. I ran toward the end. And so basically I am keeping up my exercise routine. Like I really want to challenge my body on what I can do. I'm going to be 47 years old soon. July 14th is my birthday, and so I'm going to be 47, and I want to be, when I hit the big 50 that everybody always says, I mean, I remember being 20 years old or 30 years old and thinking, oh my gosh, 50, I don't want to get to 50. But when I hit the big 50, like I feel like I'm, right now as I sit here, I feel like I'm 32 years old. Like I don't feel like I'm 46. I don't know why 32 snaps with me, but for whatever reason, I feel like I'm 32 years old. When I'm going to tell somebody my age, I like almost say I'm in my 30s, like I'm 32. Like, I don't know why. But in any event, I don't feel like what the typical, you know, 46-year-old might feel like with, you know, aches and pains. I know my mom has been like an old elderly woman since she's been like 45 years old. And now she's like 72 or something. And she like is, I don't even know. She's been ready for like, she's going to keel over like for the last 15 years, which is terrible. But she just does not fuel her body right. She's not overweight at all. She's underweight, I'm sure. You know, she has heart problems and she just does not eat healthy. But for me, I want to keep up this physical activity, this physical exercise. I don't want to ever be back where I was. I don't want to go backwards. I know sometimes if we have weight regain, we're like, you know, this is terrible. I'm going to slip back. It's like some people, they gain weight and then they go and rebuy their fat clothes. That is such dangerous territory. Instead of, you know, getting their head back in the game and saying, under no circumstances am I going to let myself get this way again, for whatever reason, they go and rebuy their fat clothes. And I know, I forgot who it was, but there was a therapist once who I listened to online. I don't remember who it was, but they had said, like, when you lose weight, you really need to give away your fat clothes. Don't keep them for no reason, because it gives you too much of an excuse to be able to fit back into those. If by chance you slip or you pig out one day and it's Thanksgiving and you feel like you're going to pig out, you go and you get your fat pants or the elastic pants. Don't do that. Get rid of them. Every time I get out of a size of clothing, even if it's just a little bit big, I get rid of it. I donate it, I sell it, I give it away to a friend, whatever it is, I get rid of it. So when you see people rebuying their fat clothes, it's such dangerous territory. And so I don't want to ever get there. I want to be able to be physically fit. And so that's my plan. That's my plan going forward. I'm going to the gym as often as I can. My daughter, I don't think I told you guys, so my 4-year-old, who's turning 5 in a couple weeks, was supposed to stop daycare, or not daycare, preschool last Friday. Because for the month of June, it's $350, and they're only there for like 2.5 weeks, with the half a day here, day off here, graduation here. And so I didn't want to pay the $350 for having her there for only a certain amount of time. And it was so amazing. Like, her principal had weight loss surgery. That's a whole nother, I can go into that, but she's amazing. I love her. And so she contacted me. We're actually friends on Facebook, and we're friends in real life, and she's such a great person, and she's killing the journey as well. And so she contacted me on Facebook and said, if it's about the money, please, she can go for nothing. Like, so that's such a blessing, because now I get this extra 2.5 or so weeks to be able to go to the gym and get the things done and just really get into this routine. And I've been going for a walk at night before I tuck the kids into bed. My husband is home at night, and so I go and I take a walk/run, power walk, whatever. I listen to some of you guys' videos while I'm walking. And so basically my husband goes ahead and he watches them, and I come home, and then he goes and takes a run around a local park that we have right up the street. And so that has been great. And so that's kind of what the whole thing is for this last week. I'm down to 174. I'm hoping to get lower. I'm hoping the carnivore challenge helps with that. I'm hoping that I'm still intermittent fasting. It's about almost 11 o'clock here. I haven't eaten since yesterday at like 7:30 maybe. And so I'm going to wait a little while to eat today, and of course do the carnivore challenge. So I'm hoping that I break into the 160s within the next couple weeks. The exercise, I feel great. I feel sore. My muscles, my shoulder muscles are sore. Even, I don't think you can see it. Let me just give you a flash of my flab. So this is my flab, right? These are my arms. One day I'll get these done. But basically, this is all my flab. But if if I do my muscle, this all here is muscle. So if you see, this is like a hard muscle. So when I do have my arms done and they cut here, like, I'm going to definitely have a nice muscular arm because I've been working it out. So yeah, for now, I wear short sleeves if I have to, more 3/4 inch sleeves. I hide my arm fat well. That's really the spot that bothers me the most, is my underarms and then my inner thighs. And actually just the top part of my leg, if I could just pull it up. Like, I know we all lay on our bed and we put our legs up into the air, and the gravity makes us have these really gorgeous legs with no flaws. That's what I want. But in any event, that is going to be it for this week. And I will come back to you as I'm updating about this carnivore challenge. And I hope at the end of this video, you will see me crossing the finish line, because that really meant the world to me. Thank you guys for your support as always, and I love you. Have a good week.
Look out, don't drop here. You got people running. You got the keeper.